What's up everyone? Tony here with Tony's Vapes. Today we're going to be taking a look at the iJoy Limitless XL. Now this was sent to me by Sarah over at GearBest.com. I didn't even know GearBest had vaping equipment. And they got a lot. I'm hoping to do a lot more reviews on this stuff. So today we're going to be taking a look at this. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive down. I'll show you guys what comes in the package, show you guys the coils, throw in the stock coil, juice it up, and we'll go ahead and vape on it. And we'll go ahead and take a look at it real quick. Alright guys, whenever you get it, it's going to come in a package like this. That's just a sleeve. Shipping was not very nice to mine, but it didn't hurt anything inside the package. Go ahead and pop the case off. I think that had tape on it. I can't quite remember. But in here, of course, you got your tank. You got that big old top, and you can see those 4 coils down there on that stock pre-built coil. You can see the X right there, and you got the L. That's the XL. Yeah. Yeah, kind of a nice little touch. You do have a screwdriver over here that's insanely hard to get out. I'll get that out in a minute. You do have another top where we can unscrew this. We can take this and screw it on. And I'm not going to screw that on all the way because it is a royal pain in the ass to get off. But inside your extra Pyrex, you do have a 510 tip right there, as well as some more O-rings, some organic cotton, and you do have a few extra screws in there. So if you want a little bit more flavor, a little bit tighter draw, you can go ahead and put that 510 top on there. I don't quite like it though. Go ahead and pull out these guys. I'll take the sides off. In here, right there, is your single coil. It looks like just 2 regular Claptons that's been fused with ribbon wire. It hits pretty good, but I've noticed this one has a really bad time with hot spots. Put that back together. Pull out this guy. And this guy is going to be your dual coil. Now I think, I haven't actually torn into this one, but I think this is a ribbon Clapton. I don't think there's wire inside. I think it's ribbon that's been just Clapton. I mean, it just had wire wrapped around it. I can't confirm that, but you might be able to see in between them coils, and I don't see any wire in there. Usually there'd be 2 wires with as wide as that coil is. Not very thick, but it's wide. So whenever I burn this coil up, I'll go ahead and take it apart and find out exactly what comes in it. If you guys want to post in the comments below, let me know if you've taken that coil apart. But for now, let's go ahead and just take a look at this one. We'll go ahead and take the bottom off real quick. That's going to expose your coil. Like I say, it's got 4 coils in there. What I don't like about this, I'll go ahead and unscrew it from the base, is if you look inside there, there's a circuit board that has LEDs on it, and it's got red LEDs. I'm not a big fan of that gimmicky crap, but it is what it is. It does hit fantastic, and this is the one that we're going to be vaping on today. Over here it does say that it is a 0.15 ohm. You can hit it between 50 and 215 watts. I will not be hitting this at 215 watts. There's just no way. It does have adjustable airflow down here on the bottom, just by turning the bottom of the base. There are some reviewers that say they don't like this because if it leaks, it's going to go right down into your 510. Well, even on something like this, capillary action is going to take it right down to your 510. So that's not a big deal for me. As far as the tank goes, you can maybe take this thing apart to clean it, change your O-rings, change your Pyrex, whatever. Go ahead and screw that back together. And quite honestly, that's all there is to this tank. Now they say it holds 4.5 milliliters, and it does. With this coil, it actually holds just a hair bit more than 4.5. Because if I take these and put them up there, you can see that these are a lot bigger in diameter. And whenever you stuff these guys inside this tank, there's very little space between the glass and the coil wall. And then if you get the actual holes right here where the fluid comes up in there and wicks up into your coil, it doesn't really want to bleed the air out. The air gets trapped in there, you end up with dry hits, so you got to try to get it in one of these slots right here. It's hard as hell to do, but it can be done. Now of course with any coil, whenever you first get this, you are going to want to juice it up, and what I do is I just hit these 4 pieces, put a little bit of juice on them, and I'll do that 5 or 6 times, and then I'll take it and I'll stick it down in here and get the get all the cotton that's around the coils, and I'll do that until it's completely saturated. Then I'll go ahead and just screw it all together. Once together, you can see up here, it does have some pretty good channels, but you're only going to be able to get a needle tip or a drip tip like this to actually go in there. And even this one is tight and it kind of gets stuck. So I do wish this was a little bit bigger, but if it was bigger, you'd be sacrificing airflow, or you'd be making the tank pretty big in diameter. So we'll just go ahead, we'll squeeze some juice in it. Trying to let all them air bubbles come out with it. Once we got it filled up, find our top, go ahead and screw our top on. And that's it. That is all there is to this thing. I will say, if you've been vaping on this thing for a while and you go to try to fill it, all that hot air is going to expand this bubble up here, and it's going to push out about a ½ mil out the bottom of the tank. With it cold like it is now, it's not going to leak a drop. So I tell you what, let's go back up to the big screen. We'll talk on it. We'll toke on it a little bit, and I'll let you know what I think about it. Now, like I said, that's the pre-built coil that comes with it. You can get 3 of these. They're about 20 bucks for 3 of them. It hits pretty good, but just get that up there and let you see it. I do not like those red lights inside there. It's just, it's not me. I don't like fashion gimmicky stuff like that. But some people do. It might be a bonus for some. It might be a con for others. Alright, and like I said before in other reviews, some people had said that it's going to leak right down into your 510, and yes, if it does leak, it's going to go down into your 510. That's just what happens. That's why there's a seal inside your 510. Even on these, that has the little side ports, it's still going to leak down into your 510 just from capillary action. Usually on some of those like that, it's going to have a little bit of a gap at the bottom, so one way or another, it's getting in your 510. That's not a con to me. If it's going to leak, that means something was done wrong, like filling it hot. And I will tell you guys, when you're hitting this thing, right now I'm hitting it at 75 watts, and it does get hot. It gets pretty warm pretty quickly, and that may be a con to some. You know, it's just one of them things that happens when you're hitting at a higher wattage. Now, like I said before, this thing can go up to 215 watts, and I've tried it at 150, and it's way too hot of a vape. But it does wick, it does produce the clouds, and it works. So if you guys like that hot vape, by all means, you know, put it at 150, put it at 175, 215, and it'll take it. So the other con that I have heard from other reviewers on this is that the bottom on this thing is wicked sharp. And yeah, you know, it can be sharp. It's not going to cut you like that cut that I have right there that I did on a couch spring. That really hurt. But it's not a big deal. You know, you can still sit here and adjust your airflow, and you're not going to cut yourself. You know, I have yet to cut myself. I've tightened this thing down to where I've had to put some really good pressure on there, and I have yet to cut myself on the base of this thing. So in my opinion, pros and cons. Pros, it looks fantastic. You can get one that's black where the cage inside it is actually gold, which my fluid's kind of gold, so you know, it kind of negate that. But they do have it in black, so if you like black, fantastic. If you like stainless steel, fantastic. The pre-built coil hits fantastic. That is a huge pro. Usually pre-built coils are kind of iffy, but they're getting better here in the later days. Another pro, it comes with all this. It comes with your single coil, comes with your dual coil. You can wick them yourself. It's got the cotton to wick it. If you don't like the big old top on this thing, you can put a 510 adapter on it, and it comes with a 510 drip tip that is made out of Durlin. All in all, I think it's fantastic. The cons, in my opinion, are it gets way too hot, and if you try to fill it with it hot, it's going to leak. It's going to put a ½ mil to a mil all over your mod, or all over the inside of your pocket, or wherever you have it. Easy thing to do there, stop vaping on it for about 30 minutes, let it cool down, go ahead and fill it up, and you'll be fine. If you must fill it hot, that gap right there where the most fluid sits, only fill it up about halfway. It's not going to have enough heat to expand all of that air in the top, and you can still vape on it. Once you get down to this cage, it's going to go down really fast, which is, I mean, it's just the way it is. But if you only fill it halfway up of this spot up here, you'll be fine. So the real question is, you know, if this hadn't have been sent to me, would I actually go out and buy it? And I would say yeah. For the price that this thing costs, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a 4.5 mil tank. It'll last you a while. If you put that single coil in it, it's going to last you even longer because it's not going to use as much fluid. So yeah, I would go out and get it. If you guys want to go get it, the link is down in the description. You can go over to GearBest, you can purchase it, and you can find out just why I like this thing so much. So click the link in the description. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, guys, post them in the comments. Let me know what you want to see on this tank. Do you want me to do a video on how to wick these coils? If you do, hey, let me know and I'll make it. Do you want to see what it's like with the 510 on it? Let me know and I'll make that video too. Whatever videos you guys want, post them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to make them. And also guys, we're getting our forum up and running. Right now it's really basic. I want to know what you guys want to see in the forum. Guys, come over there, sign up. It's completely free. It only takes a few clicks. And then post up in the news and announcements section and let me know what you guys want to see on there. I want to build a website that is dedicated to the vaping community. You know, I don't want it to be my vision of the vaping community. I want it to be the vision of all the vaping community. So let me know what you want to see on it. Just click on the link in the description, come on over to the website, and let me know what you guys want to see. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Let's toke on a little more.